Yeah, I think the thought initially, guys, was if Caleb does not come back, or just the thought initially was what Oklahoma had. Um, what does Oklahoma have at the in terms of what kids would decommit, what kids that were in the on this team now will look to go elsewhere. So I think if Caleb comes back and Oklahoma has a lot of these guys back and the recruiting number 10 in the rankings right now has an opportunity to go up here in the late signing period as well, then Oklahoma has a good chance to win the Big 12, especially the way that they finished this year will give them um, ample motivation. Yeah, completely agree with that, Brandon. I would not have expected him to play in this game if he was, um, if he was not coming back. Was non-committal about the future, but still at the same time, um, I think I think that is very true what you're saying. Brooks is not projected by the fourth round. He should come back. I think what he'll do, unless he's just made up his mind that he just wants to, he's ready to take that next step in his career, which I wouldn't blame him if he did. He's been in college 4 years. Obviously played the 3 years, all 3 years he was 1,000-yard rusher for Oklahoma and had the COVID opt out year last year, but still has come back from that really strong in a really strong way. So wouldn't be shocked if he just decided, okay, it's time. I'm not getting any younger. Running backs don't have a long shelf life in the NFL, so he'll certainly inquire about what his grade is, um, and then go from there. I would lean towards him leaving. It's just my gut feeling. Same way I feel about Caleb. I don't have any inside information, but I would I would I would tend to lean towards him leaving. Let's see. Ali and Caleb is not. I don't think so either. Um, let's hope Caleb a day his family don't vacation in Southern. Yeah, I don't. I really just don't see him going to U. Even if he left, I don't necessarily see him going to USC. I just don't see him following Riley there. They've got an established quarterback, a freshman phenom there as well. So he's pretty much guaranteed the starting spot. There, he'd have to beat out that freshman, which is a sophomore, and that will be a sophomore next year for that spot. So, yeah, again, I still think he stays. Yeah, Big Hulk. He's a Texas guy, so don't let him. Don't let him troll you guys. Caleb Whitman revenge tour for OU beat Florida and Oregon bowl game. Now looking for USC, Boise State, Georgia, Bama for revenge. I think that'd be nice next year. A victory over Georgia or Alabama would be nice because that's probably a playoff game if that happens. Um, he's supposed to be going online here soon. Talking about Caleb, I hadn't heard that exactly. So is that what you mean, Allie? From what we've been through with a good running back in the draft, and it's not that many in this class that is better. He probably he yeah, I agree with you. He'd probably go. He probably goes. Brooks will be back as well as Major and Gray will absolutely be back. The other ones, I'm not sure. Yep, Salchuk will be here. Maybe Javante Barnes. I really think Oklahoma's in a good position for him. It's between Oklahoma and USC, ironically enough. But he's talked about how much he really, talking about Javante Barnes, how much he really values his relationship that he's had with DeMarco Murray. So I think I would lean towards Oklahoma, but who knows? Okay, Allie, we'll be on the lookout for that either tonight or tomorrow, whenever that happens. Yeah, I think I think he'll stay, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, definitely. So he would definitely be wise to stay. So we'll still take questions as long we got 108 people on the line here. So bring your questions, comments that you have. It seems like a foregone conclusion, yeah. But until he kind of announces it or doesn't hit the portal, then I think you never know. So Allie, yeah, I talked about Barnes a little bit ago. So if I think Oklahoma will be in a really good spot at the running back position with if they're able to land Barnes, but Javante Barnes with Gavin Sawchuk, um, and then at the very least you have Marcus Major and Eric Gray and possibly Kennedy Brooks. So that's a really really good stable of running backs for Oklahoma for sure. Matthew, I don't understand. I agree. I agree with you, Matthew. I mean, I think he'd said all along that he was going to watch this play out. Um, Levy's been announced as the offensive coordinator for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. I think if he was really adamant about going somewhere else, I would think that um, that he would have either decided not to play or either come out tonight after this game and said that he's not going to either not planning to come back. Um, so we'll see. But again, I would have certainly expected him um, to not be with this team if he had decided. So